Good morning. I hope this video finds you well. There's a few things I'd like to talk to you about today. I had been talking with another rad mom and we were talking about the victim. And whether you are a rad parent or if you are just a family member, a friend of the family, or just an acquaintance, you have seen the victim. A rad child has shown each and every person the victim. And what this might look like is, I have an example for you. Last Sunday night we had a singing service at our church. After the service, a woman came over and was talking to us. She had asked my daughter, "How are you?" or something. All of a sudden, magically, an illusion, the face changed, the eyes changed. It wasn't just, this is what gets me, if I had not known better, I would have fell for this. And I did briefly. It wasn't just the face, it wasn't just the words or the body language. I could see it in her eyes. She was projecting a feeling. And I was picking up on it. I'm very sure the lady did too. This feeling was victim. Her eyes were, like I said, very teary-eyed, darting back and forth from the lady to me, like back and forth. And this was giving an impression. And the impression was, I'm not allowed to answer without permission. Anyone would think that. Why does she keep looking back and forth at her mom, right? I called her out right there in front of the lady and I said, "You're not a victim." That's all I said. And it stopped. The tears dried up immediately. She would not have any eye contact. Before that, she was making lots of eye contact with this woman. I had asked the woman, "Did you have a chance to do some research and look up RAD?" And she said that she had. She didn't stay long. She left after that. Right after that, I moved a little closer to my daughter because I didn't want to, draw attention or be loud. And I asked her, I said, "What was that about?" At first, she was going to play dumb, doing the hands. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I stopped her and I said, "It's just me. Nobody else can hear you. I know you. What was that about?" And the illusion was toward it. The mask was taken off. She said very matter-of-factly, a couple of weeks ago, that same lady had came over to us and my daughter burst into tears, apologizing to the lady. "I'm so sorry that I was giving you dirty looks this morning." And they hugged. Both of them cried and it was an emotional moment. Now I know what's going on because she doesn't apologize to me, and she didn't apologize to me for dirty looks that morning or anyone else. Since then, a couple weeks back, she said that lady has become my main target. That's what she said. "I want her to be on my side." Those were her words. "I want her to be on my side." "Be on your side about what?" And she said, "Well, all those feelings that you make me feel since you moved here, I don't like them." She said, "In fact, I hate them. I wanted that lady to feel that same way about you that I do. What feelings is it that I make you feel?" And she said, "Well, like when we have our long talks and you explain stuff to me." And she said, "I feel better in the moment. And I like spending that time with you in the moment. But then later it makes me really mad at you." And she was saying, just to cut this a little shorter, "You make me feel loved. You make me feel better. You make me feel calmer when you explain these things to me. I don't like these feelings. I don't like the feeling of being loved and being cared for and having somebody over me." She hates those feelings. And she wants this other woman to be on her side and hate me as much as she does for these love feelings. Now, what she's doing was playing a victim. And she wanted to give the impression that I was mistreating her, that I was controlling. She needed permission to even answer a simple question. The look on her face, what the feeling she was projecting was, "I'm overwhelmed with emotion. I'm ready to have a nervous breakdown. I can't handle it anymore. I'm just so overwhelmed. Her eyes were teary, the eyes darting back and forth, very hesitant and timid with her answer. Now, there's something you should know about a victim. If there's a victim, there's a perpetrator, and there's a rescuer. And I'm going to insert a picture for you guys to look at. And I have the same one right here. This is called a drama triangle, and if you're a rad parent, you already know about it. Your therapist has probably gone over it with you. If they have not yet, if you're seeing a specialist, they will go over this with you, because this is a very common thing that rad parents are taught right away to know. Now, if you as a family member or friend have not heard of this, it's because rad parents are so overwhelmed with all the other drama going on in their life, they're not going to remember every single thing and try to explain it to you when they themselves are having a hard time understanding a lot of these things. These are very confusing things. It's very hard to understand someone who does not have the same thoughts and the way that their brain actually functions. So these things are normal to them, and we cannot comprehend it. Now put that not being able to comprehend how they think and all these things that you're being told as a rad parent, told as a friend or a family member, and that you just can't comprehend it. How can you comprehend someone who does not have empathy? This is the same way flipped for the rad child. They cannot comprehend empathy or a conscience if they've never known it. So if that helps you understand a little better what you're having trouble comprehending, they are having trouble comprehending in the flipped sense. So I want to go over the drama triangle with you, and which is 90% of the time that someone other than the parents is going to see the victim. And that's because they want you to be the rescuer and they want their parents to be the perpetrator. A victim needs rescuing from someone who is picking on them, basically. And that's why they're being a victim, is to trigger your sense of rescuer. The parents are just expecting way too much out of this child, and they're just calling them out on things. That why can't they just let some of these things slide? And you know, if you are the parent of a rad child and you are dealing with these things 100% of the time, and it's happening over and over and over, you yourself are overwhelmed. I don't know if you know what ancient Chinese water torture is. You are tied down and a drip of water is hitting you on the forehead. Now that's not a big deal. A little drip of water, big deal, right? If that drip of water is hitting you day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, you are going to go insane. So what may not look like a big deal to you is it's that drip of water on that parent. They have gone through that same not big deal thing over and over and over, and it is a big deal, and that child knows that. So a victim is poor me. Someone else has to change. They are not the problem. A victim is not the problem. The perpetrator is the problem. So they believe they can't solve their own problem. They need help. And they want to portray that as well. They feel victimized, they're oppressed, they're helpless, they're powerless, they're ashamed, and they are portraying that. That's what the impression is that they want to give you with their body language, with their facial expressions, and with their lack of words, or the timidity in their voice, or whatever means possible to portray a victim. They will use it because it is a weapon. It is their favorite weapon. Underlying belief that the world is out to get me. I need rescued. You can rescue me from this mean, horrible person who is picking on me. That is a victim. A rescuer gives permission for that victim to not take responsibility. They enable them. They feel guilty if it doesn't help. They try to sort it out. They're problem solvers without being invited. My belief is, you need my help. Now, a rad child can go into this role just as easy. That is having a very high opinion and feeling superior, and that is usually where the narcissist in them will come out. That they are superior and they know the answers. If they like to be in control, which, as we know, a rad child wants to be in control, they will go into that mode. A persecutor or the perpetrator is the one at fault, that sets strict limits unnecessarily. They're unfair, they're unjust, they're critical, they blame others, they're rigid, authoritative, controlling, critical. They keep score. It's a win or lose. And the underlying belief is, you're worse than me. And that drama triangle, they will bounce from each one of those characteristics. The list of symptoms for a rad child is triangulating of adults. This triangulation looks just like this. Please keep in mind that the parents love the child. If they're taking them to therapy, if they have seen multiple doctors, if they've tried meds, if they have following a parenting plan, gone out of their way, tried different things, specialists, respite, treatment centers. If they have done all of these things, I guarantee you they love their child. They are doing what they have been taught is best for that child. The child is just defiant and does not want to follow along because they want to be in control. So they are going to make themselves look like the victim so they don't have to have someone else in authority over them. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope this video helps, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.